Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption, and there are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy. When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every Inspector General's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. Doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on, and it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally, I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
All right, let me be honest here, okay? This speech sounded perfect. This was one of the main reasons why I did vote for Trump. But there was another part of me that was conflicted. And I'm just like, damn, I don't know. This sounds so good and so perfect. Like, how could anybody be against this? Let me show you what I was conflicted about. So right now, New World Order is trending on Twitter. And, you know, So right now, New World Order is trending on Twitter, and, you know, a lot of people are excited because they want to get the bureaucracy and the bureaucrats out of the government, just like Trump said he would do, right? And so a lot of people are like, man, that's who really controlling the government. It's these bureaucrats and all this money behind doors that's really moving the chess pieces on the board. And you will see things like this. I'm not even going to say it out loud, but that's a free, you know what I'm saying? The free, you can read that yourself. and you will see these symbolisms and these signs behind Trump standing up. And then you'll also see something like this. And this is why I was concerned about Elon Musk. I was like, I don't know about Elon Musk, because right here, a picture of this jacket. I was trying to explain this to my brother one day, but it was a little tough for me to explain because I don't know how to say this word. I have Siri read it out loud real quick.
Novus Ordo Seclorum.
That basically means New World Order. If we was to take this word, take it to Google, ask Google what it means. It's Latin for a new world order of the ages, is what it means, right? And Elon Musk tweeted this out on November 6th after Trump won, right? He posted the same thing. He got his kids on his shoulder, and he still, posted this cryptic tweet. A lot of people not going to go look this up. They just going, Trump won, yes. They're going to look at the picture, but they're not going to go deeper into this. What did this mean? Why he's speaking another language? And so you will see a lot of people posting this Trump stuff, happy and this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. But you will see some people actually say, finally, a new world order upon us. I don't even know if he's happy about that or not. I'm not, I don't even know what this actually entails. Anything that got to do with anything with the New World Order, I'm not for. Let me give you more of a reason why I'm not for this. Because if we could continue to scrolling, and we're going to come back to this Putin thing right here and this guy right here. But you will see this 33, and you will see all these symbolism with 33, right? Then you would go see this video. Look at this. So you see him. That's what a lot of these reptilians be doing. And that's what a lot of those New World Order, part of that big club, they be doing. So that's what give me great pause, because I'm seeing this and I'm like, hold up now. What the hell is going on here? And then we see this guy next to.
Well, we've loved it. We think it's a great country, a beautiful country, and we have had a tremendous success.
Yeah, great success.
And this gentleman, as you know, he's done a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
He ain't do a great job. This same guy is the guy that I was criticizing. The reason why I was criticizing Kamala Harris, because on Kamala Harris advisory board, and I probably put that clip right here on the side, but on Kamala Harris advisory board was this guy right here, Klaus Schwab. This is the same guy who said, you will own nothing and you will be happy. This is the same guy who said America will not be a superpower. The United States will not be a superpower anymore. This is the same guy who said that the Western society will be pushed to a breaking point. Same guy. So you have Trump running off of the words of Make America Great Again, and, talking about how we're going to make sure America is number one and this, that, and third. But you got a guy that you're standing next to saying that this guy is doing a good job. He's not doing a good job. And this is when Trump was in office the first time. Now, Trump has came out and said he didn't know. And a lot of the people that he was around, he was fooled by, and he was advised to help and support. But when you see this guy next to this guy, let's see if I can find this picture real quick. Larry Fink. Oh, no. And then they're talking about Trump is thinking about making Larry Fink the treasury. Oh, no. I can't forward that. Let me tell you why I can't forward that. Because it's the same guy who said.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change.
Let me tell you why I don't forward that. Because this is the same guy. He running BlackRock, and listen to what he got to say.
You now make a point of that's an investment criteria for you.
Well, behaviors are going to have to change, and this is one thing we're asking companies. You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock we are forcing behaviors. 54% of the incoming class are women. We added 4 more points in terms of diverse employment this year, and what we are doing internally is if you don't achieve these levels of impact, your compensation could be impacted, okay?
We're doing the same thing.
And so it's just, you have to force behaviors. And if you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted. And that's not recruiting, it is development, as Ken said. And ultimately, it's still going to take time, but I am just as much shocked as Ken is that we have not seen more opportunities, and we're going to have to force change.
This is the same guy that Trump is talking about getting out of office. When he talk about the bureaucrats and bureaucracy and draining the swamp, this is the swamp. BlackRock has infiltrated every corporation, even YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook. They are the top shareholders of every single company in America. So this guy has infiltrated these companies and having these companies push these ideologies such as the trans movement and these. You hear what he just said. We have to force behaviors. And we talking about possibly giving this man a position in office. Look at this. I can't fuck with that. And this is why I almost didn't even vote for Trump, because I was questioning. I'm like, I don't know if this guy, he's saying the right things, but I don't know from what I'm seeing. And this was his first term. He doing all of this and that, which is going against the messages that he's saying. Why would we put a guy like this into the position of Treasury? Look, building used by Trump, shooter owned by BlackRock. I don't know. This is alleged. Managed ex-Pfizer executive. Look, this is the guy that shot at Trump. This was a BlackRock commercial. This is Bloomberg. In Fink we trust. BlackRock is now fourth branch of government. BlackRock and Vanguard damn near owns everything. They have so much money, they're basically after China. After it goes America, China, and BlackRock. That's how much money they got. But then we go down. Let's go back. We go back.
You now make a point of.
We're even here. RFK says this.
And only today, so on. And only today, President Trump has announced that in his new administration, should he win this election, that Jamie Dimon will be his choice as Commerce Secretary, and that Larry Fink, the director of BlackRock, will run the Treasury Department. This is the swamp. So
exactly. Now, did RFK get infiltrated is my question. Because RFK then went and endorsed Trump after saying this. And we already know that. Well, a lot of people know, if you follow RFK or if you was going to vote for RFK, that RFK been fighting the swamp and actually winning a lot of the lawsuits, and especially with going against the health administrations and, the health industry within the government, and actually been winning. He went against Dr. Fauci, he went against CDC and sued them. And they touted him as conspiracy theories and threw him in the box of Alex Jones. So I'm not sure where a lot of this stands, because you have a lot of different conflicting messaging going on, and it's giving me great pause, because a lot of people don't even remember this.
Uncertainty. Markets don't like uncertainty. Markets like actually totalitarian governments where you have a understanding of what's out there, and obviously the whole dimension is changing now with, as you said, a democratization of countries, and democracies are very messy, as we know in the United States. You have opinions changing back and forth. Uncertainty. Markets don't like uncertainty. Markets like actually totalitarian governments where you have a understanding of what's out there. And
totalitarian governments. Why in the world would Trump put this man in office? Relationships between Larry Fink and Donald Trump might have Fink in a running for Treasury. secretary. That is wild. If this is the case, we've been lied to, led astray, hoodwinked, all that. This is also alleged Larry Fink and another one of the shooters. So a lot of the things that may have done came across our timeline with Donald Trump saying he wants to drain the swamp, knowing that it's a big movement of American people that's gathering together and now saying we want to drain the swamp, we want to make America great, we want this thing to be actually for the people. May have been a lie. We may have been fooled. It sounded good, and it's maybe the same thing that happened to Matthesius, a guy that ran off of Marxism, built off of Marxism playbook. He was against capitalism and saying that the government is basically, hurting the not American people, but hurting the people, right? And so, though he was a Marxist, he was against government, just like any other revolutionary person. And what ended up happening was the system that he was fighting began to advertise and use the symbolism of his movement, which ultimately destroyed it. I am very concerned that that's what's happening here. Very concerned. And just because I voted for this man don't mean I'm not going to hold him accountable. So am I excited for RFK? Because that's who I was going to vote for, because I seen a lot of this stuff right here from Trump, which gave me great concern. He ended up, he has a good track record. I have a little bit of hope that maybe, Trump did apologize and say, he didn't apologize. He did admit to his fault of putting the wrong people in office and trusting the wrong people that misguided him. But when it's coming up again for you, this was before his election, before he got elected, he talking about putting Larry Fink, a person that talks like that. This is the same reason why I criticized Kamala Harris, because Larry Fink was on the advisory board. Klaus Schwab was on the advisory board. Bill Gates was on the advisory board. All of these people that didn't believe in your free speech and, believe in the American dream. This man said he's going to push United States to a breaking point and the United States wouldn't be a superpower. So why in the hell would you stand next to a guy like Larry Fink, and not Larry Fink, but Klaus Schwab, and say that he's doing a great job? And if it's going against your whole agenda of making America great, why? So it's kind of like the American people lose on both sides anyway. I want to see something else real quick. Let me see if I can find it. This guy right here, I want to see this tweet. He says Trump is 100% a part of the NWO. And I can see why people believe this. Look at this. It's all theater. That's what it's seeming like. It's all theater. It's all play.
Well, we've loved it. We think it's a great.
Pulling on our emotions, getting us to go put these people in office, and all along, these people just finessed us. So, am I excited about the initial video that we seen? It sounds great if it would happen, but I do have to be fair and show both sides of it. I don't want to just be biased to Trump and to the right and, it's a new Republican Party and blah, 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 blah. No, I got to criticize it straight down the middle. If it happens, yes. But now, it's no way. If this right here, this video don't happen, with him getting the bureaucrats and the unelected officials out of office when he got the House, projected to have the House, the Senate, and he's finna appoint 2 new Supreme Justice. If, those people retire, then, it's all Trump's fault. He finessed us if he don't get it done. So I'm going to keep my eye on this. Are we being lied to by Donald Trump? You're not going to see this perspective on YouTube. They probably going to take this down. I'm going to have to post it on X. But are we being finessed, bruh? You're not going to see this from a lot of your right-wing pundits. You're not even going to see this from your left-wing pundits. And you're not even going to see this from people in the center. You're only going to get this from independent journalism. I'm not even a journalist. I'm just a guy that's just watching this and just reporting it. I don't know. I'm just getting my feet wet in this. But you're not going to hear this idea or this speculation from these people, because a lot of those people are funded. You see, look, Larry Fink on the right and the left. So he wins no matter what. He don't care who wins. But this is supposed to be a new Republican establishment. Are we actually being infiltrated by the swamp? The swamp that's supposed to be drained. So we will see if he even make it to office, if he really drains the swamp, if he holds true to his promise and deliver to these American people. Listen, I'm you, you're me. We're one of the same body. Remember, keep your head up, keep your nose clean. You save the world, you live forever. Peace. Is Donald Trump the swamp?